Hey everyone, it's Kat and I'm back today to get ready. I've got a bit of makeup on, but I want to try out some products that I picked up from the Mecca Boxing Day sales. So I'm going to do some filming today. I'm going to do my finale for my project pan, and I'm also going to do my intro for my new project pan. So I need some makeup on my face. I thought I'll play with these products because I want to. Now, I'm not going to do any dedicated reviews on these because essentially they're discounted stuff that is that Mecca's trying to get rid of. So if you're not familiar, on Boxing Day every year, Mecca do a 50% off sale on limited products. Now, this sale does start early. Like this sale started around 6:30 in the morning, so you have to sort of be up early, and it is one of those situations where the early bird catches the worm. I'm up anyway because my kids get up early, so I end up placing a couple of orders. What I tend to do is I find things that I really want, and because Mecca shipping, I think it's free over $30 or something, it's not hard to hit free shipping. So I tend to buy one or two things that I really want, I place an order, and then I spend a little bit more time browsing and researching. So I actually placed a couple of orders here, and this is sort of accumulated. Now, most years I do pick up something from NARS because they do sell sort of limited edition releases quite cheap. So for example, I picked up this powder. I think this was from Christmas collection 2022 from memory, but it's a light reflecting setting powder. I haven't used it. This is a permanent product, but it's just in like fancy packaging. Simon really likes this, so I thought I'd give it a go, and half price, I will give it a go. I also picked up this palette here. This is the Shimmer Unrated eyeshadow palette. Now, I tend to pick up these sort of big eyeshadow palettes in this time because it makes it so much cheaper. But it is a bit cheeky because what Mecca tend to do is they hold this sort of limited edition product that doesn't sell. So if, like, I know NARS tend to cycle through collections a few times a year. So if I need to take these off the shelves, instead of just having them online at a discount so people buy them and clear them, they actually hold them and put them discount at Boxing Day sales. So you can find some old, unsold limited edition products at half price, which I'm not mad about, but it would also be a little bit better if they just sold them throughout the year on sale, so they're a little bit more fresh and they're a little bit more relevant. But no, Mecca hold them and do like a big sale. So the thing about the Mecca sales is they have limited stock with some things. Things sell out really fast. And I think at the start of the day when I was looking at the sales, there was like 7 pages of products. And then by that afternoon, I think I looked, there was like 1 page left. So the products sell out really fast, and they do tend to be older products or discontinued shades or products. So if a brand is like getting rid of a range of foundations, for example, that's where you might find it like half price in the Boxing Day sales, but Mecca don't, they don't discount it throughout the year, which is a bit annoying. So I'm going to be applying this. I'm going to be applying the powder. I also picked up 2 lip products. So one is the Hourglass Girl Lip Stylo. I've tried these before. I really like them, but they're really expensive. The shade that I picked up is Futurist. It's sort of like a, I don't know, your typical nude. I think it was like slightly brown toned. They must be getting rid of these or reformulating or something because the whole range of these were on sale and I got to pick which shade I wanted, and I was looking at swatches and this one I thought was interesting, so I'm going to try that one out. But I'm also going to try out this enhanced lip sheer from Rituel de Fille. It's not a brand that I've tried much of, but this Bloodroot shade was gorgeous. Now, I actually have tried this. I applied it the other day, so I can tell you what it's like, but it's very, very small. It's this little tube, and it looks very dark in the tube. It looks like a dark red, but it actually applies orange. It's actually be a nice cheek color as well. So yeah, it looks very intimidating, but applies very sheer, and I just loved the orange. I love orange, so when I looked at this, I was like, oh, okay, I'll order it. The last couple of things I purchased were skincare products. So I've got a Korres Brightening oil. So this is sort of, I like face oils at night, and I do like rose hip oil particularly. So I thought I'd stockpile this for winter when my skin gets quite dehydrated. I predict that's going to happen again. But this does have chunks of rose in it, so that's a bit icky looking, but it is what it is. The last things I got were the same product. Now, I have never tried this, but I was looking up reviews, and some people don't like it, but some people say they see like an instant effect, like they've been using it for like 2 days and they see an instant effect. So I thought, again, this is something that I will give a go, and I'll give it a good go because I've got 2 of them. But it's the Ren Keep Youthful and Beautiful Instant Firming Beauty Shot. Now, I do quite like Ren as a brand, and it seems like this product has been discontinued for some reason, but I thought I'd just, you know, give it a shot. You only need to use a few drops of it, so it does come in a little dropper, and you use a few drops like under your moisturizer. So I thought it's one of those, again, those steps that I can incorporate into multiple layers of hydration when my skin becomes really dehydrated in winter. So I thought, look, I burn through sort of hydrating hyaluronic acid type products in winter, so I'll just have some backup. All right, we're up close and personal. I might actually start with my lip stylo simply because I'm going to take this off to put the orange thing on. So let's see what it looks like. This is the shade Futurist, which again is sort of like a caramel rosy nude. I like how precise these are. They're quite pigmented actually. So let's do it. Really easy, really comfortable. Really nice. This is sort of one of those sort of bougie handbag things you just put on. It just makes your lips look a lot nicer. I like the color because it's a bit peachy and it sort of matches. I tend to go for a peachy orange blush, so it matches that really nicely. Now I'm going to go in with the NARS powder. Now this is a translucent powder. This does have a little sponge, which gives me the impression that it's more used for blotting because it's one of those really thin sponges. It might be good for my handbag. Oh, when I feel this, it literally feels like plastic. So it's very, like there's a tiny bit of powder that picks up. It's very finely milled. And this feels firm. It almost feels like I'm touching a textured, like a textured plastic surface. It's very unusual, but let's pick some up so you can see it picks up a little bit of white in my brush. And I'm just going to set my base a little bit. I thought this might be good. I don't know if it's the greatest for my skin actually. I thought this might be good for sort of just blotting my face, and also I do get a bit of dryness these days, not so much in summer, but I want a really like finely milled powder that won't look too heavy on the skin but sets my base down. It's so trippy. It almost feels like I'm not picking anything up, but you can see that things have set a little bit better. So I'm not as shiny. I don't mind a bit of shine, but I want my makeup to set, and I find that I need a little bit of powder for that. I don't know if this is the smoothest looking on my skin, but it has set it down without it look like losing too much glow and adding too much anything to it. So it's a bit strange. I'm gonna have to talk to Simon about that because I know he loves that powder, and it's the first time trying it. It's a bit unusual for me. So the powder is weird, but I'll play around with it. I'm excited for this. So this is a palette that normally I wouldn't really buy. Like, I don't think I paid much attention to this. It's very nude. There's a bit of pink, which I don't really generally like. There is some nice sparkle though. This one is gorgeous. So it's this beautiful sort of coppery sparkly shade. It looks like it's got it's almost got pink and orange in it. I'm not sure if you can see too much, but it's very, very pretty, very sparkly. So full price, this is the type of palette where I would look at and go, okay, I don't really need this. But half price, I'm like, oh, this I can wear on a daily basis. So I'm just going to start with some of these more sort of matte, sort of nudie shades, and just to set I don't even have an eyeshadow base on today. I just took my sort of concealer over my lid a little bit. But let's put some on. I love these for just sort of like throw them on. I find NARS quality, for me, I quite like. Not all palettes. I feel like there are some palettes that are a bit of a dud. But overall, I feel like the shadows are pigmented enough, but they also just look really flattering on the skin. And because I am getting a bit older now, I feel like flattering eyeshadows that don't sort of rain down the face and cause a lot of like issues, it's something that I value more and more. I might go into this one. This shade here actually looks like Orgasm in an eyeshadow. So it's like pink with a bit of like gold shimmer. It's actually very pretty. That'd be a nice highlighter actually. Do I dare use it as a highlighter? We're doing it. Oh, it's very pretty. I can see mainly gold as a sheen. Put some more on. So yeah, the light definitely catches the gold, but then you get a tiny bit of pink as the base. I've got a matte blush on, so that pretty. These colors here are really pretty as well. This is more like a mauve, but it's got a bit of a sparkle. And this one sort of has sort of like a, it's like a pink, but it's got this sort of like reddy, orangey sort of shimmer to it. Oh, I'm very excited. Okay, this shade down here, I just gave it a bit of a swatcheroo. It looks very much like the Too Faced one that I panned in my Project Pan last year, where it's got like a mauvey color with this gold sort of shimmer through it. And it's really pretty and I loved it. And when I panned that shade, I was like, I can get rid of the palette because that was the only reason I wanted that palette. And now I have one in a slightly nicer formula. So I'm just going to turn the brightness down, but see how it's like this beautiful mauve and then it catches the light. I like it. So yeah, I understand why people hate the Mecca sales. I feel like they sell old stuff and they also sort of gatekeep the sales to one day of the year to make it seem like it's a bigger deal than it is. So, and I think also Mecca's sort of tactic is they don't like to do sales throughout the year because they don't want to have people wait, like expect sales to happen. They want people to buy full price. That's very pretty. I love that. It's going to be something I know I use because I panned an eyeshadow that color. I'm going to actually go in with a color above it because I think that's a really pretty, it's got like a beautiful sort of shift to it. So I'm just going to use it on the lower lash line. So yeah, anyway, these, oh, it's very pretty. It's like this beautiful pink, but I can imagine this being not a, I don't want to say wearable pink, but it's got a bit of warmth to it. So it sort of makes it not just like Barbie pink on me. Like really pink shades look very Barbie very quickly. Whereas this one has a little bit more red tones to it. So it just, yeah, it makes it look a little bit more elevated in my opinion. You have to be really fast to get some good stuff at the Mecca sales. And also I don't like that it gives them an excuse not to sell products on sale throughout the year. I do find that really shitty and really annoying. But when you do pick up something that normally you'd be like, okay, this is too expensive, I don't need it, but then you find it half price, it's kind of fun. So I understand why people sort of don't want to pay attention to the sales, but I also understand why some people love it. Okay, what am I want to play with more because I think it's really pretty. I might use this as a liner, so I've got a bit of a brush. This would be a nice liner or brow product actually. This is sort of my brow shade. This row is matte, this row is shimmer, this row is a bit of a mix. I might go in like this shade here just for a bit of brightness. These look, they're not really bold, really intense eyeshadows, but they're very flattering. It's sort of hard to have a bad application with them. Just going in with that shade a little bit just so I can deepen that crease. Flick it out a little bit. This shade is actually a lot more brown than I thought it was going to be. So in the pan it actually looks quite caramel, but on the face or on my base or whatever I've got going on anyway, it's looking a little bit more brown, which I don't hate. All right, now I'm going to take this reddy shade and just do a bit of a wing. I like that there's like a cool option as well, but I sort of want to play with this reddy shade. All right, I'm doing it. I'm going in with a sparkly shade because I can't help myself. I'm actually going to apply this just a little bit with my finger. I don't have any sticky base, so I'm just aware that this probably won't stick as well as I would like, but I'm just going to dab it on just a little bit for a little bit more sparkle. I feel like there's a lot of shine and shimmer going on, so I don't really feel like this is necessary, but I just want to play with it. Again, it's not sticking very well to the eyeshadows, but it just gives a little bit of a sort of coppery twinkle, which I think is pretty. All right, so I just went off and put on some half lashes. I thought I want to keep it sort of simple, but looking a bit polished. Now, there is a lot of sort of warm browny sort of shimmer going on, so I played a lot. This is not a very like interesting look by any means, but I do like the colors. I think it's really pretty, and in person I think it's a lot more special, and I like every shade that I used. I think it works well. I think the tones are really nice. I think it looks quite warm. The shimmers are quite warm, but I think for summer that works for me. And some of the browns that look quite warm, this was actually quite cool on me. So yeah, I'm happy to play with this. This is, again, not something that I was like, I must have, I'm going to buy it as soon as it comes out. I didn't even realize this released, But when I saw it, I was like, oh, they're colors I can use. And that is something that I'd probably keep in my travel bag and just, you know, take it to my parents' house. So it's very pretty. Like, it's reliably pretty. It's sort of like your work makeup. It's a nice work palette. Now I want to finish this off with this Rituel de Fille, what is it called? Enchanted Lip Sheer in Bloodroot. Now, again, I want to show you this because it is crazy. This is the color. It looks vampy and dark and like black and red, like a dark wine. I'm going to take this lip off, which is really pretty. It feels really comfortable. Get a load of this. This is interesting. So wind it up a little bit. What is that? Almost looks like an orange stain. I don't know if we can see this properly. This lighting is killing me. See how it looks? It's orange. It smells quite herbal. It smells like there's like lavender or something in there. Feels like a lip balm. Quite a thick lip balm. And this color is stunning. Oh, gorgeous. I'm so glad I bought that. So this is more of a translucent color. So the good thing is that if I swatch it for you, you can see that it is more of a translucent orange. Obviously with the tone of my lips being a bit more pink, it comes off as being a little bit more reddy toned, but it is almost like true orange. And then if you blend it out, you can get more of a sort of stain effect. So if I blot this down a little bit, I can get this sort of blotted, but it's like almost like this orangey blood effect. It's like sap of a tree. It's just so pretty. And it does feel really nice. It doesn't feel as like it's going to be a really nourishing balm, but it gives this sort of matte blotted feel, but it's a balm. So it's very pretty. Do I need it? No, but is it unique in my collection? Yes. I don't like how this powder is setting my under eyes. I feel like when I haven't set my under eyes properly, you can see that it looks a little bit like there's shiny bits and there's like more hollow bits. I'm going to maybe go back in with this powder and use the sponge that came with it. Maybe that's the trick, but I'm sort of feeling like this is not set enough that it sort of diffuses my under eye sort of area enough. Let's just give it a bit of tap, 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 tap. Slightly better. Still not in love with the powder. I'm a bit confused by the powder, to be honest. It's a very interesting feel, a very interesting texture. It sort of feels like it's a blotting powder more than a setting powder. It's called Light Reflecting Setting Powder Pressed. To be fair, it's supposed to have some like luminosity to it, so that may be why I still have quite a lot of glow, which is totally fine. I think overall it looks nice. I just think I should set maybe under here with a different powder. Everything feels nice. I love the eyes. I love the lips. I even love that sort of eyeshadow as a highlighter. Pretty. So that's the final look. It's just a demo of what I picked up in the Mecca Boxing Day sales. I went a little bit crazier than I normally do. Usually I buy like 1 or 2 things. This time I bought quite a few more. But let me know what you think about the Mecca Boxing Day sales. I know they're a bit of a love or hate type thing, but you can definitely snag a bit of a good deal if you are early enough and fast enough with your adding to cart buttons. Anyway, I'm loving it all. I think it looks really pretty. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.